The North Twin Pillars Trail is located in the Ochocos, the most western part of the Blue Mountains. Follow Forest Road 27, 28 miles from downtown Prineville, Oregon. A rough dirt road at a fork off Road 27 leads 8/10 mile through Bingham Prairie to an outhouse and a parking lot at the trailhead. We are not young. We are not in a hurry. We like to study the landscape features and the small details, the flora, the fauna, the long arc of geological history.
We believe, like Aristotle, that in all things of nature there is something of the marvelous. We are Elizabeth and Terry. We are two on a trail. Good morning.
Morning.
We are in the Mill Creek Wilderness in Oregon. We are on the North Trail for going to the Twin Pillars. So the elevation is about 5,500 feet. We've not been on this trail before. We've never been to the Mill Creek Wilderness, so this is pretty exciting for us because it's brand new country.
We're heading pretty much due south. I always like at the trailhead to put it on my compass.
Our trail crew has just gotten on the trail a little before us. So I guess there's maybe some brush on the trail. Ochoco territory has ancestral ties to the northern Paiute, and these mountains have been occupied and visited by the Wascopum, Walla, Tenino, northern Paiute, Klamath, Umatilla, Grand Ronde, and Mollala peoples, who have stewarded this land since time immemorial and still live and thrive here. A lot of little baby trees coming in here. Do you think these are lodgepole pine?
Yeah, these weren't planted either.
No.
These just come from seed.
Fire stimulates the production of opens up the cones, and so that you get them, they come in after the fire. It's a nice sign. We just crossed Mill Creek, which right now is not a raging stream or anything. It's quite a gentle little creek, probably very close to the headwaters. So this is the stream that the wilderness is named for. Here, and this is semi-arid east side forests, meaning east of the Cascades. This water is precious. So even though there's just a small amount right now, it is what the wilderness is named for. This stream has picked up speed. You can hear it now.
Twin Pillars is at the approximate center of the Hash Rock Fire, which was ignited by a lightning strike August 23, 2000, and burned about 18,000 acres before being contained. Most of the fire was within the Mill Creek Wilderness, and, as with most wildfires, it created a mosaic pattern of low, medium, and high-intensity patches of burned-over areas. A few places didn't get burned at all.
This is also, it's got a really pretty white bloom. Probably see better examples of the bloom up further, but this is also a nitrogen fixing plant which comes in after fires big time.
Ceanothus.
Regenerate, put the nitrogen back in the soil. Desolation Canyon. There's birds down there by the water.
So is that Mill Creek we're listening to then?
That is Mill Creek we're listening to.
That's what we've been following.
Branched off and took a deep dive. We've been traversing a pretty flat slope. It's about 5,800 feet now. I can see ahead that there's an opening. Can't wait to see what that looks like. We should be able to get a view of the twin pillars.
We'll drop about 200 feet. No, you got a big pile of sawdust, but this is an old cut. So there's something in here eating the inside of the tree, maybe. There's a fungus growing around it.
Oh.
You got
ants?
No, something's eating this tree. You got sawdust all back here too.
Huh. That's good. It's recycling itself into the ground, or being recycled, I guess, into the ground and into other things, other living things. So we went over a 5,800 foot plateau, and now we're dropping down, and the base of the pillars are below us. Great mullein, Wascopum thapsus, is native to Europe, Northern Africa, and Asia, and was introduced in the Americas and Australia. In Ireland, it is called Mary's Candle and was an effective remedy for tuberculosis and other lung and chest complaints. Native American tribes adopted the plant for its many healthful uses. Look down there at that valley. You can see that's really in the heart of the burn. Twin pillars. And the way these have been described by geologists is that these are rhyolite from a volcanic vent. In other words, someplace maybe in the side of a mountain where a vent opens and the sticky lava shoots out. And this may at the time it erupted, may have looked like Mount Hood. Mount Hood's a stratovolcano. This may have been 23 million years ago. It's 200 feet high. So these were rhyolite intrusions into this Wildcat mountain, Caldera, which is 40 million years ago. When the Wildcat Caldera erupted, this place was near the edge of the Pacific Ocean, and the ancient eruption would have been a cataclysmic event. Today, the underlying volcano is extinct. It's really interesting to be here, and I have a quote from Albert Einstein. So he said, "Look deep into nature and you will understand everything better," which I really like.
Yeah, it's a good one.
And I think about coming through this forest. There was a fire here about 22 years ago, and so a lot has been regenerated. There are a lot of lodgepole pine that are coming up. They're pretty young, coming up in bunches, but there are also some survivors. Like that tree right there is a survivor of the fire. And there are other trees that obviously were survivors swept through here. And I think that one thing that I feel like it's important to understand in any kind of these ecosystems is it's very complicated. And you hear these ideas of absolute destruction, you know, the forest was destroyed. But I think there probably are always survivors, and then the forest begins to regenerate itself. The Ceanothus we have seen and the lupin, both of these are nitrogen-fixing organisms or plants. The soil here is pretty thin, so it takes a long time for it to regenerate, but it does regenerate. We've seen beautiful grasses in here, and wildflowers, and shrubs that are coming back to life. So this place is coming back to life. We are on our way back. So we haven't seen anybody on this trail except for a Forest Service crew of 3 young men who are brushing the trail out. And they were very grateful to see us because they said that they don't see anybody up here on this trail. And it certainly is a worthy trail.
You said it's another one of those places that have more than one environment. We started out in being a meadow, and little streams that led down into Mill Creek that were the headwaters for Mill Creek, and Mill Creek runs down into the Prineville Reservoir. As we came up the trail, we came to Desolation Canyon, which is totally different set of information about rocks and their geology, and then passing down through the pines that hadn't been burned and getting down into the twin rocks and twin pillars. For a short hike, short trail, is a lot to see.
It's been a really great day. It's still fairly early. We'll have time to get back to the camp and relax.
By beer 30 at least.
Yes. Okay.
On y va.